But welcome to Point of View Uncensored, where you ask about it and we talk about it.
So let's talk about it.
So yeah, I was looking in the shade room and I saw a very interesting post about Haley. And apparently she has a baby. Didn't know she had a baby. By I believe he's a rapper. DDG's a rapper.
Man, listen, I believe that he's a rapper. The last time I'm not really too familiar with DDG, but I know I saw him in a video with somebody I'm more familiar with by the name of Blueface.
Okay.
As far as I know now, I try to do a little bit of research on him. They say that he's an influencer. Now, I don't really know what that means altogether, but apparently he's very successful at it. I don't know what that entails, but I guess he has a very strong social media presence. I don't know if the music is the biggest goal of his career or maybe the influencing. I'm not really sure, but yes, he's right now, from what I know, he's definitely doing influence.
Well, he got Haley. He gave Haley a baby though, right?
Yeah. So apparently, from what I've seen, like I said, this is pretty much of a younger generation, so I'm not too familiar with the background. But from what I know, is she's pretty famous. Might have been an actress, and that those two did conceive a child, and it's a custody battle. And from what I've seen, I guess the media, social media, has taken a liking to kind of crucifying the identity of DDG. And I think just because of the feminist rhetoric that goes on, and especially I believe that black men in America are considered low-hanging fruit. I think the easiest victims of feminist agenda, at least the kind that we're seeing that's destructive. That mindset, I believe that's what we're seeing in these results from in social media, from the comments and from the shares and what people are saying. So right now he does have this young lady as a baby mother, and they're not together. And they're having a court battle, and it's a custody battle right now.
So apparently she bit him or something, right?
Yeah. So from what I'm understanding, DDG did not want to take it to the court. I believe that a lot of times, most men don't want to deal with the court because they know that it usually pulls the family apart and kind of solidifies the family being apart. So I believe he didn't want to go there, but she wound up, I guess, accusing him of being violent. She got a restraining order on him. And I guess to defend his position as a father and as pretty much as a moral citizen, that he was showing that she was actually the one who was attacking him. And and that she was the one who stabbed him, apparently been very, very active and abusive, And his friends have been saying it. A lot of people who have been, I guess, witnessing her for years says that she has always talked like she was this vindictive, spiteful person, this insecure person. So according to what I'm understanding, that he has been getting some resistance from social media, but he's standing in the right in terms of having the records, the receipts to all of the times that she attacked him. And I guess he kind of knew that it was premeditated, that he was going to be probably there in a situation where he needed that information one day.
So what do you think about all of this? Like, I mean, because they're saying that she has a justifiable reason for what she's doing. You think it's just another one of those Me Too movements where, of course the women is protected, or do you think that, it's legitimately that the guy, DDG, is in the right?
Well, I believe that most of the time, especially with black men, but men in general in America, it's very easy for them to take the blame for any dysfunction within a household, within a family. So I believe that in her regards, I don't believe her situation is specific to most relationships. They're rich, they're famous. But I believe in her regards, I believe anyone who's coming out of Rock Nation, in the history of Rock Nation and some of the people, some of the conflicts that you see brought to light, I believe this is spiritual. I believe this is witchcraft, right? I believe that there's things that happen to people like young Disney stars, and you keep seeing people like turn out like Orlando Brown, where things happen on their path to their career. So you might be looking at a very innocent person at face value, but she's an actress, right? From what I'm understanding. But when you align yourself with these type of entities, a lot of the times they make you do things that make you insecure. And I believe that insecurity is what she's expressing to DDG. And a lot of the times I think women get confused with a nice guy and a good man. A good man has a good moral compass. And even if he's not perfect, a good man is associated with good self-esteem. And if he has enough self-esteem, he's not going to allow you to pull him into your insecurity. So I believe that she wanted to put that weight and that burden, that witchcraft on him, right? Because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers, principalities, and rulers, and spiritual wickedness from dark places. And I believe that she has been practicing some things and doing some things in private, and this is her way of trying to manipulate and pull DDG into this. I believe occult-like thinking. This is an occult-like thinking, and I believe what happens is with the women and the men who are on her side, a lot of the times it's because they see themselves in these type of relationships as prototypes. So a lot of these women are taking it personal. They like to see themselves as the winners if they were in the situation. So it's not really about morals. It's about them being one day in a situation with somebody like DDG and how they want to get away with this kind of manipulation and witchcraft, sorcery. This is what this is. So DDG is a successful young man. He still has his youth and he still has his security. And I think a lot of people just want they want to see him as a young black man fall, especially against the opposition being a woman. I see that no matter which way a man goes in this generation, they want to pull him into a negative light, right? They want to shape him into a slave. So if you have the balls to be a man, right, they're going to do everything. The government, they're afraid of the image of God. The government, the media, Facebook, Instagram, the people, the prank, they just keep going because they want to destroy that. How dare you bring back this? And it's satanic. Satan hates the image of God, which is man. So if you're walking in that essence and that nature, trust and believe the people, they want to pull you down. I believe DDG just represents a man who's not perfect, but he has a strong image right now.
Okay, so I know about DDG. Actually, I remember when he first came out on YouTube.
Okay. Oh, so this from your generation. You would know more. Yeah, please break him down. I really don't know the guy exactly.
Alright, so DDG is what's known as a grown-up troll. You feel me? So he is definitely real to me. I don't follow him to the T, but at the same time, everything that I've seen from him, he's been dedicated to his YouTube platform. That's where he started music. Then from that, he went on to become like a mainstream rapper or whatnot, musician or whatnot. Then he went to Twitch. Now he was doing a whole lot of stuff with Kais and that. And he's in the realm of streamer entertainment.
Okay, streamer entertainment. Okay.
He also does music, but if you're talking about where he
thrives,
yeah, streaming.
Okay.
So that's him on that type of background. What is known or some of his tendencies, can I cuss him? Man, he be on some fuck shit sometimes. Okay. like I ain't gonna care. Okay. But at the same time, it just really be like childish. It's not nothing like oh I'm about to R word you. Not on no.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's young. He's a young. How old is he? You remember? 25, 26?
Something like that.
Yeah, he's young, man. He's young, man. He's living his life, and he's right now. He has an early prom. Yeah. So that's all. He gonna have some inconsistency. 27. You're right. He's still in his early prom, successful, rich. So he gonna not be perfect.
Yeah, what I say that is that literally what you just said.
Yeah.
I don't think that he is a horrible person though. But with the media and everything, I don't have no facts on that. Mm-hmm. So we can just take that for what we see and make our own decision.
Yeah. More like I said, I'm not really sure. Like I said, but I haven't seen his presence since this situation. He's everywhere, so it's not, you can't miss him now.
Yeah. So when you think about Diddy, is it kind of like the same thing? Like, but now it's not about Cass anymore. Now we in week 4. Some lady named Jane Doe saying the same thing.
No.
So she was part of this. She called it hotel night. She didn't call it freak offs. But she said the day lasted over 24 hours. But I guess Diddy's argument is saying that the people that are there are supposed to be there. Mm-hmm. So what do you think about all of that?
I think that that Diddy is not innocent, but I believe that a lot of people claiming to be victims are not innocent as well, and they're not victims. And it's kind of one of the situations where there's called transaction. This is transactional. If you're a slave, and this is a lesson to everyone who wants to be rich and famous, right? At the very top, what you're seeing when this stuff is being exposed, at the very top of rich and fame and fortune, you have a cuck and a prostitute. This is the apex of success. And I'm not saying this is the truth. I'm saying this is how people view it. They view these two people, or a lot of people view these different celebrities, as, you know, they objectify them and they glorify them as this is who they need to be and this is what it is to be successful in this life. And when you uncover behind the scenes, you have, you know, this mass perversion. And Diddy is not in the same with DDG because DDG doesn't have the track record or the history. He's not involved in murders of rappers and setups and conspiracies and drugs and people being roofied. And you have it on video and on camera. The evidence is apparent. It's clear, right? Right. So in this context, no, DDG apparently is innocent, right, until proven guilty. In this situation, Diddy has been living in years of proclaimed innocence while he's been actually guilty. Right. And we have people like Usher say things, Justin Bieber. It's just so much. It's so vast, you know. But what it is, it goes to show you with the money equates to the power. And it seems like most people acquire money to fund lust. And the more money they have, the more the lust grows grotesque and disgusting, right? And it seems like they can't be satisfied by normal means anymore. They have to go deeper into perversion. And people join it for the money. And eventually it seems like they train their minds to accept that there's a joy, there's a side of pleasure to this, the knowledge of good and evil. And they run that train until it doesn't last, until they can't, and then they play victim. And that's where I say that none of them are innocent. None of them are innocent. You get what I'm saying? At some point in time, you got to stand up as a man or a woman, as an adult, and stand for what's right and wrong. You know that this is for money. You know this is for fame. You know this for fortune. And if they're trying to threaten you, eventually you still have to stand up and proclaim yourself. And you have to save other people, or else you're going to be someone who is conspiring with them. Right. And that's just the truth. I don't care what nobody says, how much money you offering me. It could be $1 trillion. There's things you're not getting me to do. Right. And that has to be made up in your own mind. It don't matter. All that stuff as an adult, you know, you could open your mouth. You could have stopped that window a long time ago. How did you get there? That's consent. You don't get 10 years into that kind of perversion without consent. At some point in time, you saw this. You try to tell me that some of these people, some of these women who play victim and men who play victim, they can have a guy who doesn't have on the right pair of shoes and they can say no.
Well, she did say that she was coerced and she was forced.
But that's my point. That's a lie. Because this is what I'm trying to say. They know how to say, men and women know how to say no to whatever they don't want as soon as possible, unless it's something they want more than their own self-esteem or their own value in the moment. What I mean is, if you go to a girl right now and your shirt look a little dingy, you try to get her number, she's going to say no. Easy. Are you going to be able to manipulate her and coerce her and all that? No, because she doesn't. It's nothing. Right now, she doesn't want you.
Probably because they're not Diddy.
That's my point. So when the money comes in, it becomes transactional. I got this money, do this. So now I don't play coercion and Vic. That's what it was.
Yeah, because he did pay her rent for $10,000 a month.
Nah, I'm just taking it in.
Yeah.
And I thought about something when you was talking about the victims. You mentioned Justin Bieber earlier.
Yeah.
About, I say 2 weeks ago, I remember there was this thing he posted on his story, a thermal video of him eating pizza on his story. Just that.
Yeah.
Now lately people been thinking, you know, like he been going, you know, all the bonkers.
Yeah.
But we all know what pizza means now. Pizza parties. Mm-hmm. On social media, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what it means?
No, I don't know. No, I'm saying you said no. I don't know what that means. No, I'll let you break it down. My bad. Yeah.
So basically, it was known that, you know, okay, there was recently an AI generated thing of Diddy that supposedly said that he called his son and said, go hide the pizza boxes. It blew up online.
Oh wow!
And people was talking about like, oh yeah, he's definitely guilty. Came out, it was AI. But now, like, okay, pizza boxes is referencing something with Diddy.
Oh, like Diddy.
And now we have Justin Bieber saying like a thermal thing with eating pizza. What came to my mind was like, what if that was like a secret code?
I can see that.
You feel me? And I was like, okay, what if you shine like an infrared light in Diddy's house, bro? What do you think, Brad? We might find a whole secret passage to a dungeon somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, man, I mean, he got all kinds of stuff going on. But I will say this, like, in regards to especially young men who are molested, because a lot of times that's not talked about. They don't feel like they can confess it because it feels like they're including they lost their masculinity. So with times they have to secretly hint about it. But at some point in time, regardless, you can't play victim because there's other men who are going to struggle and suffer. So at some point in time, as a man, you got to get past the moment. Right? The fact that somebody did this to you and you were put in a situation by your parents, because I feel like Justin Bieber's parents, a lot of these people, they sell their children. They have all of you trying to tell me you don't have no type of references to any of these none, you're not doing no research on who your child is going with for a week and for a month. That's money. That's money talking. Right? So at some point in time, even people like Justin Bieber, people like allegedly Meek Mill, I heard that that's a lot going on. But yeah, but long story short, you gotta step up as a man and say that wasn't, I was taken advantage of, and I won't be a victim. I won't allow other people to be victims. And, because unless that's you don't need to hide. That's not you, right? So you gotta step up because after a while it becomes consent. When you have the ability to say no, stand up, be strong, and leave, it's called consent. If your life is being threatened, as a man, you threaten lives back. I'm sorry. That's what happened. They made the men effeminate. So it's like at some point in time, you gotta step up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta step up. And I'm sorry to sound like that, but it's the truth. I don't know what that was.
You speaking real. I'll be real. You post to bark that, and honestly, you gotta be aware enough to know when your body not liking something. Not best for you. I was conversating about that earlier. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but then, not to make excuses, but people do get very emotional and very guilt tripped, and they think that it's a life or death because they ain't on roads at the same time.
Yeah.
I know true. I know women and men that do that.
Yeah, both. I know both. Exactly.
That's just really all I got to say.
Yeah.
But I will end off with this last topic. Donald Trump.
The orange man.
who really, and I'm hearing that he might get Diddy out of jail after all this is over with.
If he get Diddy out of jail, that's just ridiculous. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm not surprised, but it is going to show us how our people act. If he get him out of jail, just like, they got the mayor, Eric Adams, I think he got out of jail, or he got off how all the attorney generals resigned after that.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what Donald Trump got up his sleeve, because I see that he done banned 12 countries from traveling to America, and Haiti, ironically, is one of the countries. I see Yemen, Libya, Somalia.
Well, some of those countries,
Congo.
Some of those countries have terroristic threats that's imminent. Not all of them, though, but some of those right now in the current climate we in politically, just that for Americans.
Even Haiti too?
I said not all of them. I'm talking about some of the countries you just listed, though. I know for a fact it's because of especially the war in Palestine. Some people are coming over here for the intent of harming whoever's funding Israel, right? So there's certain religious political movements over there that are very active, and just for American safety during these seasons, that's a good idea. But you have other countries where it's just that they're poverty stricken and just that they're less fortunate, and you see that there's a overemphasis on keeping them at bay. But some of those other countries, I know right now they're at war. And so you got to be very careful with letting people over.
Well, I like with Haiti. Well, I believe with Haiti.
I'm not talking about Haiti.
Well, I believe with Haiti because Haiti is out here looking random.
Yeah.
We all know that Haiti was the first, black country to, gain independence. So I'm thinking maybe historically that could be the reason why, they don't want us Haitians over here, is because they might try to influence us to have any more ideas. So I don't know.
So, well, no, I wouldn't. I would say that Haiti has to figure out a way to increase their economic power right now before they can say that they can have that kind of influence on the American population of black people. But I do feel like that it's unnecessary to have, unless they're going through illegal means, it's unnecessary to have them barred off. I don't see why Haiti is barred off. I'm not understanding that. It's just a place that's impoverished, generally speaking, but it's rich in culture, and I don't get why they would do that. What you about to say, brother?
Well, one thing from my mom was that there's probably something going on that we don't know about. I always feel like that.
Oh yeah, I definitely believe that. But like you banning countries, but over here you you getting rid of Department of Education.
You said what, bro?
Over here you getting rid of the Department of Education though, and you're trying to say, well, the states, we don't hire the teachers, the states hire the teachers. Yeah, but like the lady said on one social site,
Well, he's like defunding them. He's like defunding them.
they're trying to get rid of the Department of Education. Like he fired everybody in that federal department. Yeah, he pretty much laying them off.
And it's else too.
The federal level, yeah. But the argument is that because the state runs the education. Like say in Georgia,
Well,
the Department of Education in Georgia runs here, so they feel like there's no need for federal oversight. But really, the purpose of federal oversight is to make sure the states are following the rules.
right. So it has to be. Well, you know, each state has their own constitution, but by technicality, we are 50 states, but the states are considered territories or countries independently. So, like for instance, if you're from New York, you'll be considered traditionally under being an American, you'll be considered a New Yorkian or you know, or a Yorker, New Yorker, right? Or let's say you're from New Jersey, they'll say you're a New Jerseyan, like literally, right? This is the way you identify yourself. But because that we have a United States, we're supposed to have some rules and regulations for we the people, right? And this is supposed to be our God-given right. So what happens is, I guess if he's saying that each state has independent constitution where they get to function through their own laws and their own qualifications. If he's saying that he's allowing them to do that and removing government expenditure, but oversight in terms of what an expenditure. Yeah, exactly. If he's saying that is the case, they're giving them more liberty to be an actual state and function from their own people and environment. Well, that's fine. If he's saying that he's just taking away the ability for the federal to supersede what they're funding for the state, that's just because one is they have a certain plan or indoctrination to implement through the federal government. Now, if that is going to be contrary to the population of a particular state, they should have the right to resist that.
Well, the main thing is the federal that they fund, they fund about 10% of the states, the schools and states, but most of it's through like people, students that have disabilities, Title I.
Yeah. See,
all
that type of stuff. Yeah, 100%. That doesn't. I have to do some research. I don't like to speak on things I haven't done research on, but that doesn't sound good at all. I don't understand. Again, this is something. Because I'm trying to be realistic. I do understand certain states might not want certain government supervision that might take away from the rights of the people. It might, for instance, let's be real. Let's say if you're a Democratic state, right, and you have laws that are more liberal, but the federal government expenditure is going to particular policies, then that's going to affect your liberal ideas or what you want to do. Same thing with Republic. So each state should, because this is the state and this is the voting power of the people. They should have their rights and their ability to express this, as long as it's not something criminal, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the issue. But like I said before I speak. Oh my bad. Before I speak. With facts, I got to do a little bit more research.
Well, no, you good.
Mm-hmm. You want to know something? You know what I hear? A lot of like Republicans doing, like they intentionally basically piss off the people. So they feel like they need to have something to resist against. When they have something to resist against, they feel more empowered. Therefore, they move more quickly. Now, you can look at that as like racism, or you can look at that as an oppression. You can look at that within general difference, aka New Day set on segregation. But at the same time, I feel like that's just what it is. That's them imposing that energy. Mm-hmm. They're doing it on purpose. It's gotta be, because why are you talking about freeing somebody like Diddy? Why are you sending ICE out to these people?
I don't understand that one at all. I just don't even get it.
They're getting rid of what you call that people? What you call that when you take people out the country?
Yeah,
they deport people all over the place. That's actually citizens.
There was a girl that she was just about to go ahead and get arrested by ICE. I think she did get arrested by ICE. But she went out and it got out on the news, and then it was showing how ICE is going out to a whole lot of like universities. You know, ICE even came out to our house.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they had a whole going into it that was with the T police.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, that's bait. But right now it's going in front of the high places in community faces, right in front of the faces of the majority of the people. So it's doing something. But it's just turning into a chess game in my eyes.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, this is who y'all voted for. This is who we voted for. So we gotta live with our choices, man. Unfortunately,
I ain't vote for neither one of them.
and so on that note, man, all we can do is just stay vigilant as a people. We just gotta stick together more. We can't expect other people to take care of us. We'll take care of our own people. And I think him being in office, honestly, is really what's bringing our people closer together because we realize how much we need each other. So, that's the way I'm kind of looking at it. And so I hope we all learn from this. And so when we run again for election, when there's another president, up for the election, we actually take it serious and put the right person in office. But all in all, this ends our episode of Point of View Uncensored, where you asked about it and we talked about it. So let's talk about it. Peace out.